All right, guys, Drake Riggs here in Portland at Dante's, of course, on a Thursday night. Great performance just now, and I'm joined by...
Fuzz McGee from Spectrum Static.
Awesome stuff, man. Great kicking off the show. Good deal, man. Of course, we're flying solo, but that's all right, man. We appreciate having you.
No, that's cool, yeah.
So,
I guess the other ones are a little shy to be on camera, and I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, you're the main man, right? The front man a little bit. So, of course, got to ask, man, from your perspective, how was the show tonight? Great show from my spot, but I got to ask you, as the guy performing, the set, all that stuff, how'd you feel it was with the audience and just, kicking things
I had
up?
a fucking blast. And all the bands were fucking amazing. So, I mean, this is a well put together show. Like, just a bunch of good people coming together for a common cause, like just making sounds.
Of course, man. First time at Dante's, or?
Yeah, this is actually the first time we played at Dante's. Yeah, we were super stoked about that. We played it all over, just like they were talking about. Like the one dude was talking about like playing up in Daryl's Tavern in Seattle. Like we played there. We play all over Olympia, Seattle. We're actually gonna get to play Eugene for the first time.
Good college
I think
town.
in like a month or some shit like that. But we just fucking play as much as we can, all we can, record all we can. We pretty much have our own operation in our practice space / studio, and we do all of our own recording. A lot of it's done on 4-track and then like cassette, and then converted over to digital, with our laptops these days.
The technology.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that? Why do you like to do it that way?
I fucking love tape hiss.
Okay.
Yeah. I plus, I've been doing like the 4-track thing since I was like a teenager. So,
used to it already.
But the next album's going to be recorded actually on like a 24 track.
Okay.
So it's a step up, man.
Level it up, evolve.
Went from 4 to 20 more. And you can record 8 at the same goddamn time.
Versatility.
Yeah.
So, all right, man, I got to ask then, like, how long has Spectrum been going for? First time, you say you're playing all over the place?
Well, my wife and I are originally from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
We've been a band for 20 years.
Wow. All right. Congrats, man.
And then finally, over the past, like, year or so, because every time we put out an album, like, just like I was talking about, like, recording, like, I would write all the bass lines and record those and stuff, and then we would, put the albums out and then go out and play and just play as a 2-piece.
Right.
But we finally decided, we want a bass player, and over the past year and a couple months, we're on our 3rd bass player, and he's going to be the final one because he fucking rocks.
Yeah. Very good.
It's finally, like, sometimes you got to work to find that good fit, see what's going on and shit. So, but yeah.
There you go, man. It's a journey, right? You got to kind of work out the kinks a little bit. So. All right, then, as for the name, though, I love hearing the origin stories behind the scenes kind of how things came to be with Spectrum specifically.
So Spectrum Static comes from a photograph that my my wife took of one of our corgis was on the end of the. We have like one of those couches that kind of like wrap around, and then you can see all the shit in the background, and she did it with one of those where it has like psychedelic colors.
Okay.
And when I looked at that, I was like, Spectrum, and then the Static can go with it, because out of this 20 years we've went through a few names. Right. Like we used to be called Self-Involved Imagery. We actually have an album called Self-Involved Imagery, which is like a 30-track compilation of like some of the stuff. It's not all of it, but it's like some of the stuff we did over the years. Right. And all that's available on Bandcamp. We're on the streaming shit and all that. Like sometimes I don't know how to talk about it because I'm,
Hey, man, let it
whatever,
out.
because
Just
like she's like, you're a fucking technophobe. Well, kind of am, but I guess you got to grow up a little bit, and I've gotten a little bit better about it. So
one step at a time, brother.
yeah.
I think on that note, man, like inspirations. Who are kind of the guys or the bands? Anybody in particular that you've taken from to create, Static?
Don't mean to sound cheesy, but Nirvana really got me started off.
Okay.
Because for the simple fact that, like, after I got into them, there was all this name dropping, and then there came Sonic Youth, which is like a major part of my life.
Right.
So I mean, it just kind of started from there. That's how I got into like Dinosaur Jr., Subado, and then getting into like indie rock and shit like that. Pavement,
right.
Stuff like that. Even though we really sound nothing like that, we're a little more, I guess, for lack of a better term, aggressive. At times, and like wild, and like I like to do a bunch of stupid shit while I'm on stage.
Just let
I just want to entertain people while I'm up there. It's like that's why I'm there. That's why I feel like if I just stood there scratching my balls, like
people
that's
aren't
no fun.
be as invested.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much like how all that started off, and we met. And we started going out, and then the original incarnation of the first part of our band was I had a 5-gallon plastic bucket with a half-pint whiskey bottle and a coffee cup duct taped to it, and then I took a broken drumstick and a shop rag and duct taped it to that, but I had a piccolo snare drum that I could stay on something. So it was this creation I called the Shit Kid.
I can't even picture it.
Yeah, but it's like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I mean, it was fucking bad. And like, whenever
amazing.
I played it, like, I would like clang, clang on the glass and shit, because ceramic has a certain sound, glass has a certain sound. Because I mean, that's what we've like always been about. Is just like experimenting and like unique. Taking it a little bit further. Right. I mean, sometimes it works out, and sometimes it sounds like shit. But sometimes that shit sounds good too. So, I mean, that's
perfect.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Yeah, that's a wild scene.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to segue though into you said the aggression there. I mean, have you got people amped up a bit? Wildest band story or live performance story? Is there something that stands out, getting people rowdy or anything like that?
Just the jumping up and down, the slamming the strings, sometimes bleeding,
When have you bled? Tell me about this. What is?
Well, actually, we were actually talking about that for the first time today. Like our very, very, very first gig back in 2005. I had to bring a mic stand to a show, and the mic clip was broke, so I had the mic duct taped to the top of the stand, and it was one of those boom stands that have like the little thingy that you can bend around, like you would see in a church,
right,
or something like that. And I was cutting the duct tape off of it, and I fucking sliced my hand open. So like we opened the show, so the entire time we played that show, like I just bled all over my guitar. And somebody was there actually filming that, and to this day, I never got to see the fucking video, but I would love to see it because it was like blood spatter, like all over the pit guard. Yeah, because it was bad. Well, I mean, I took 2 double bourbons before I started, so I started bleeding even more.
There we go.
So
solid stuff, man. All right, well, last thing we'll leave you with, my man. I appreciate it so much. Plugs, just where people can find, Spectrum Static and any upcoming shows, any new songs that you want to share, any news, tidbits, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Just look for the show thing and all that. Look us up on Instagram. And then the Facebook page always has everything posted on it. Plus, I do a lot of posting of, like albums and stuff like that. That's on Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
So, Spectrum Static Bandcamp. That's the best way to find like the music. That's really like the pictures and all that shit. All that's fun, but like really, what it's down to is the fucking music. So like, just go there. Look for that. And like I said, I mean, that's how you can keep up with like where we're at, where we're going, what we're doing, this, that, and the other. Beyond that, you would probably just have to come over and hang out for a while, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Fuck yeah. Let's go. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you so much. Great show tonight. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thank
man.
you so much for this opportunity, man. It was fucking great. And this show was fucking great. And I have nothing but gratitude for all the bands that come together tonight to do this.